Hi, welcome back. This is iAllegedly. I'm your host, Dan. And today I am at the William H. Mason Regional Park in Irvine. This place is really nice. When somebody recommended it to me, I thought it was the William H. Macy Regional Park after the actor, and it wasn't the actor, because I thought that'd be cool if actors had their own regional park, like you could go to the Billy Bob Thornton Regional Park. Needless to say, that's not the case. So Mr. Mason has this cool park named after him with all these birds, and it's really nice here near UCI, near the campus of University of California, Irvine. Before I get into, there's so much going on right now. Inflation is a huge problem, and one thing that we're hearing is that there's a new word for inflation, and that it's contained. And man, I heard this morning and I thought, I got to talk about this, because if inflation is not contained, and I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about. Before I get into it, please take a second to hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues. Don't forget to join the email list, which is below. Got a bunch of cool announcements coming up. Let's get into it. During the 2008 crisis, we had a Fed chairman named Ben Bernanke. And Mr. Bernanke was an interesting character. Mr. Bernanke had a really coiffed beard and was just really a clean-cut individual when you'd see him in all his public appearances. I did a little research on Mr. Bernanke at the time and found him to be a fascinating guy. Mr. Bernanke studied a lot about the Great Depression, and he based a lot of his economic theories on what happens during the Great Depression. And he did a lot of things based on credit and what happens, like for example, in the Great Depression, when you have these businesses that are destroyed because they cannot get access to credit. Now, again, credit to buy things, credit to run your business, credit to meet payroll. Credit's important for any mid-size or growing company, and it's can dramatically affect the performance of a company, and not having it will just kill a company, can kill a country. Okay. That being said, to give you an idea, if you have a construction company and you're supposed to get paid from customers on this date, and weather gets in the way, supply chain issues, whatever, well, your credit line can be used to meet things like payroll and needs like that, where everybody gets paid on a Friday, the client pays you on a Tuesday, and you pay a few days of interest, and it's no big deal. Okay, that's a good example of credit in your business. Anyways, the other thing is that he used a word, Bernanke did, when we ran into the housing debacle. And to give you an idea, during the housing crisis, one thing that they did was they had these subprime mortgages. They had mortgages set up to where you could basically tell the bank what you earned, and they would take it on face value of, hey, I make 250 grand a year and I can afford this $600,000 house here in California. Okay, well, the guy was a dishwasher. The guy worked at McDonald's. The guy did not have the financial means for that, but he could meet the financial needs to make the current payment. Give you an idea, you could have what they called teaser rates, where you would have incredibly low payments on these adjustable rate mortgages. You can see all the birdies over there. I'll show you guys a little bit more of that later. But they had these incredibly low payments that were set for 1-2 years, and then they would adjust to the current market value. The problem with it is that people could not meet these payment requirements once they adjusted. They were priced out of the market. They didn't make enough money, and when they went to refinance the properties had gone down in value, and 14 people in their neighborhood were trying to sell their house as well, and that started a housing crash that, for those of us that lived through that, remember it quite well. Now, here's the thing. Bernanke used vernacular and words to describe things that they're starting to use right now. And for those of you that are old enough to remember this, you need to be incredibly leery of this right now, because history is about to repeat itself right before your eyes. And people are going to do things like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I'm shocked. Can you believe that? No, you shouldn't be, because it's the tell, okay? Anyways, I could relate it to a cheating wife or something like that, where you see signs and you just don't want to admit it. And oh my God, I've got kids soccer tonight. Oh, it's a Saturday night. You know what I mean? Okay. It's things like that that you're not looking at that are right in front of you. Okay. Well, our Fed right now says that inflation is contained. Mr. Bernanke lied to all of us back then in 2008 and said the housing debacle will be contained to the subprime area. It will not go beyond that. So these people that lied about their house, their incomes, and bought these houses they never should have purchased, we're going to limit it to that. Well, what has history taught us? That subprime debacle brought down the entire housing market around the world, okay? And it affected everything and every market. This right now, inflation, this is the curse that is going to affect each and every one of us that they cannot control without raising interest rates. So right now, you're being told that it's contained. This problem is contained, okay? Inflation is contained. Remember, transitory, it's gonna moderate, you know, it'll be here until 2022. Now we've got it contained. Don't believe this, guys, because this is not the case. Everything that you're paying for has gone up in price dramatically during this time. In the last months, you've seen this. So the Fed is doing the same dance that they did in 2008 with the housing market, but with inflation, telling us it's contained. It's an absolute lie. It's not true. And again, if we lived in a real economic time right now, we would see that the stock market would fall thousands of points in a day. You wouldn't see record highs. You're seeing them drinking the Kool-Aid, but the crazy thing that you're seeing right now that I get a kick out of is people I respect. You know, for a guy to make a call and make $1 billion on something, whether he's a good person, bad person, you know, nice to his kids, I don't know the answer to that, but he's a brilliant businessman in certain areas. And I look at certain people like that and respect certain areas of their lives. These people are all stepping forward, wanting to be the guy or the gal that wants to call this stuff and wants to predict where this is all headed. And they want to be the one that's going to make the call on that. So be leery of this stuff, guys, because we're living through history one more time. The lie that we were told to in 2008 is happening right before our eyes again with this inflationary nightmare. And again, this is happening with the housing market. You're seeing such a debacle with this, and I'll cover so many things, but share your thoughts on all this stuff. Let's get into it, and tell me what you guys think about this. Am I right? Oh, Dan, this is totally different than 2008, and Bernanke was an idiot, and Powell's a genius. Share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, because I really want to know what you think right now. Should we change Fed chairman right now? Should he get kicked out in February when his term is up? You know, who knows? You know, we have a rudderless ship in Washington right now, and certain things that are happening right now, we're just drifting across the economy and across the world. And, you know, we've got to get ready and take care of ourselves. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. One thing I get a kick out of with the Fed is that they point their fingers at everybody but themselves. They blame the supply chain issue, they blame shortages, they blame the cargo ship problem. They don't blame inflation on the fact that they are spending themselves into oblivion with a credit card that they'll never have to pay back. So, you know, that's the problem with inflation right now. That needs to be, you know, put under control, and it won't be. Next thing is cryptocurrencies. Here's the thing. Bitcoin is becoming real. What I mean by that is it is being accepted in more and more places all around the world and having legitimacy with these cryptocurrencies. Now, first things first, I think that these meme coins are a complete scam. I think the fact that I looked into it, my company could set up a meme coin in a few hours. We would definitely have, you know, the Securities and Exchange Commission and different governmental agencies showing up at our office probably within a few days. But you can do this too. So needless to say, the entry level to do this is incredibly low, but Bitcoin is real. The Bitcoin ETF, it's been up a little over a week now, and it's down a few bucks from when it opened, but hey, so be it. It's an investment that's out there. Burger King, the one of the world's largest hamburger outlets, whether you like it or not, they just announced a big deal giving away cryptocurrencies for its members of its Premier program. If you have the app and you are a member of that, you can get free Bitcoin if you spend $5 through the app. They're giving away Doge Coin, Ethereum, things like that. Most people are going to end up getting Doge Coin, but they're giving away $2.6 million worth of cryptocurrencies. Australia just announced that they're going to approve ETFs for Bitcoin. Guys, this is here to stay on a worldwide basis, whether you believe it or not, you know, whether you think it's real or not. Cryptocurrencies are definitely going to be here for you know, now and for the future. The problem with it is that it's getting your money in and out of these exchanges. That's absolutely maddening. Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, announced a halt to people withdrawing funds. Well, that's awful, guys. No one needs that. And again, you know, look at different alternatives and different ways to trade these things that are simple. The Burger King deal is ran through Robinhood, so you're going to have that ran through the Robinhood app. You know, Webull's got a great program. Webull's got a great app that you can trade in and out of some cryptos. But again, it's not everything. And people write me and say, it doesn't carry this coin, it doesn't carry cat girl, it doesn't carry, you know, Elon dog, or whatever the new nonsense is, okay? But they're out there. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Is this stuff real? And again, when you slam me and you tell me how I'm missing the boat and all this stuff, how much do you have? When did you get in, and when are you getting out of this? That's what I want to know with all this. Don't tell me that Bitcoin's the future and you've put $200 into it. I'm not interested in hearing that, okay? So share your thoughts on all this stuff. I really want to know what you guys think. The Federal Reserve has its monetary policy meeting this week. And, you know, none of us believe they're going to do anything. Michael Pinto, who is an economist and a fund manager, this guy was quoted a few months ago, and now his interviews are being resurfaced, and he's coming out saying that everything that we're witnessing is going to be catastrophic. We're going to see interest rates go bonkers if they taper the purchases by the Fed. Now, the Fed, they announce to us that they will buy up to $120 billion worth of assets a month. Mr. Pinto says that they're buying $250 billion worth of assets a month, which is night and day difference. Now, again, if you heard that they were going to taper 10%, is it 10% from the 120 or is it 10% from the 250? Regardless, it's an absolute lie as far as where they're at and what they're going to do. So that being said, one thing that's really interesting about all this is in 2008, when we had the crash, China basically helped the world get out of it by manufacturing cheap goods at a low price and use their financing to do just that. Low energy costs, things like that we had at the time. And there is no such thing now. China's economy is absolutely destroyed right now. Their energy prices are sky high right now. They have ports that cannot operate a full shift because they do not have enough electricity to man that. And again, we're going to have electric cars all around the world that are going to be great, and there's not enough electricity right now to man these ports. So interest rates were higher back then. They could lower interest rates to spur the economy. You can't lower them below zero unless you go negative, which, oh, we're not going to do that. And again, what's going to happen with all this stuff? Because Mr. Pinto's, you know, his explanation of what he thinks is going to happen, I love it because it's actually realistic. Because what you're going to see is you're going to see entire countries basically go out of business right now. You're going to see interest rates skyrocket to where they should be right now. But this is going to utterly destroy the housing market. The housing market is barely hanging on right now. Here's the thing. Right now, good old Zillow. Zillow is selling 9,000 of its properties right now. 9,000 properties, guys. They're selling them at a loss and unloading them. Now, again, people are smarter than me, okay? I'm a student of marketing, student of finance, a student of business, and I'm constantly trying to learn for myself, for my clients, for my family, my kids, everybody, okay? But who would think that you could just buy houses with an AI program and they would automatically go up? I mean, for those of you that sold your house to Zillow, you should have a plaque hanging on your wall or wear something around your neck, you know, that says, I fleeced Zillow. Because they overpaid for so many of these houses using an AI program to determine what the housing prices were. And I have not heard of one person paying, getting clipped or taken advantage of in any way, shape, or form by Zillow. Zillow overpaid on everything, to everything that I can read, every record, everything. Now, Zillow thinks this may not have been a good idea and that they've shut off the AI program for real estate. Duh, it's about time. But what you're seeing is 9,000 properties go on the market. Again, if the house is owned by Zillow, I'd offer them 25% less. I'd start there if you're interested in one of those properties, because again, these are not people that are emotionally attached to that property. These are people that could care less. This is a number on a page. These people do not know the neighborhood. They do not know anything. I would look for Zillow properties. If you were in the marketplace to buy a home anywhere in the United States, I would look for a Zillow property right now, because they're such idiots and they have proven themselves to be so wrong. I don't care how many 26 billion, whatever the hell they have, it's absolutely ridiculous, because they've proven themselves that you just can't do this with real estate. Oh, hey, check it out. Oh, turtles. Tons of turtles in these lakes. I got a real education on the turtles that are dropped off. People buy turtles and get them as pets, and tortoises, whatever the water ones are called, water tortoises, water turtles. I'm sorry, you guys always correct me and tell me how stupid I am. But the ones that are in the water that people cannot maintain, there was just a bunch here and they saw me walk up and they went down. But people put them in lakes like this, which if I was a turtle, this would be a great place to live. There's probably a ton of fish in there. And anyways, share your thoughts on all this stuff with the real estate prices, with these interest rates. You're gonna see, we're living through history, guys, and you're gonna see some crazy stuff happen right before our eyes. So, I don't care how smart you are, I don't care what industry you're in, this is going to affect each and every one of us. It's going to affect the neighborhood that you live in. It's going to affect interest rates. It's going to affect everything. But no matter what happens, no matter what kind of bad news we get, the stock market's at an all-time high right now, regardless of reality right now. Gold and silver taking a shot up right now. Look at all that stuff. Look at the stock market. Oh, look at this. See the big turtle there? Just hanging out, getting some sun. As we enter the first week of November, I cannot emphasize this enough with you guys, but just plan your year end out. Plan it out now. Plan your New Year's resolutions now. Call them whatever you want to call them. Make a list, something that you can get back to, and get yourself ready. Couple things. Food preparation, really important. Security, really important. If you don't have security, everything else can be taken away from you. Work on your health. Work on fitness, work on eating right, work on taking care of yourself and exercising. I'm a guy that doesn't have to think about it. I get to walk 10,000 steps a day before, as I research these videos. So I'm out and about all the time. But again, do yourself this favor, plan. You'll live a healthier life. You'll be healthier and happier. You'll sleep better. But again, the planning, if you do not think that we are headed for serious trouble with our supply chain and with stores and with food shortages and things like that, I don't want to be a prepping naysayer psychopath, but I want you just to be ready, okay? You'd rather be ready than have to get ready and have there be no food. So I'm telling you this because a relative of mine got me to where I'm at today. where I prepped and I'm ready, okay? I mean, I could live in my house, you know, for months right now without anything, okay? So get yourself at that point, okay? Things are plentiful. Most things are plentiful in the stores. You're starting to see things that are happening. You know, one thing that was disturbing when I went to Palm Desert the last time was we went by shopping malls and they put up fake merchandise in the stores. So as you drive by down Highway 111, you know, it would look like, wow, the stores are open now. Oh, the Riverwalk's open, you know? And no, they weren't. It was fake merchandise. They put art, they put, you know, ads for other businesses, things like that in these stores to make things appear that they were open, and they were anything but open. And, you know, we're seeing more and more of that where stores are filling shelves with the same merchandise. You know, single boxes of cereal taking up whole rows of merchandise. I was in a Walmart recently when they had this, and they took all those down because they got a shipment of food in it one night, and they were gonna, you know, displace all the cereal boxes that they use for camouflage and subterfuge. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Be ready. Just get yourself ready, okay? You know, buy the excess things that your kids eat all the time. Get the medication that you use on a regular basis. You know, just prepare. Have a little extra cash in the house. Banks are closing. You know, this Binance thing, where the world's largest crypto exchange, people cannot withdraw money from, that should scare anybody right now. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. I really want to know what you guys think. I really enjoy places like this. Great places to walk. You've got all the wildlife, the birds, the ducks, the turtles, a little bit of everything. You know, just really great place to be by yourself, peaceful. You know, I get a lot of stuff done when I'm here. You know, writing and plotting and strategizing, talking to clients. Just really find it productive. Couple other things. You know, we know that China's manufacturing is falling off a cliff. We know it's a real problem. And oh wow, hey, look. See the big turtle down there on the rock? That thing's huge. Wow, there's a bunch of them down here. Look at that. Look at these turtles down there, guys. So very cool. Very, very cool. So the Chinese manufacturing is completely off. We won't get realistic news from them. But one thing that's troubling about this is that I told you in my last video that there's a bunch of economic news coming out this week from around the world. We got our construction report and spending for construction here in the United States, and it's off a huge percentage, and it's a shock. So you can read that. I won't bore you with that. Our manufacturing here in the United States is off a whole percentage point as well. And again, oh my gosh, what a shock that we're off. Well, all the supply chain issues, everything that we're seeing is affecting dramatically everything. Now, we talked about all these foreign markets that are starting to have these announcements this week. Switzerland announced their manufacturing, and it's off. It's off in a big, big way. And they're blaming it on the supply chain issues. But again, guys, you have to look at stuff like this. It's really important. And you can say, Dan, what do we care about Switzerland for? No. Think of it this way. You live in a street and a house at the end of the street's burning down. You care about that. Oh, well, it's the Swiss house. We don't care about that one. You do. You care about it affecting your house, your country, your street, okay? Right now, the Swiss problem is a real problem. The same thing that we're having here. You're gonna see this with Australia, you're gonna see this with Germany this week, Japan. It's gonna be the same song and dance, that this supply chain issue is affecting everything, and it's only going to get worse. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, and let me know what you think about all this. I'm gonna end this video with this last story, and that is increased rents. During the health crisis, there were some landlords that were so desperate to get people in that they gave people unbelievably discounted rates on rent. Also, landlords in the same buildings, same communities, were having people not pay their rent. So now we're seeing rents in a lot of these communities go up as much as 40%. 40%. Apartments that were $2,000 a month are now $2,800 a month for the same thing 2 months ago. So you're going to see more and more increased rents in the coming years. I mean, I really think that landlords are so fed up with what they went through that they're never gonna have it happen again. Landlords I've talked to, they wanna see 3 years tax returns. They wanna see your money. They wanna see bank statements. They wanna see how you're paid, when you're paid, and if you've paid your rent. Pure and simple. So they're fed up. They're not standing for this. There are just a slew of evictions going on right now. We still haven't seen that completely work itself out and what it's gonna do with the community, and in communities, that is, and if it's gonna affect the real estate market like the experts think it will. I think it will personally, but we will see. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues. Plus, Webull just notified me, and they have a brand new promotion where it's get a free share of stock. If you put anything, if you put a penny, 1 penny into a Webull account, they will give you another share of stock valued from $8 to hundreds of dollars. So share your thoughts on everything with the video. If you'd like to join the Webull account, the link is below. Join our email list. Onward and upward, guys. Do not give up. Work your plan. You can do this. Get ready. Just look at all the news and understand that we're not going back to anything normal. My daughter says we're not going back to normal. We're moving ahead from here. So good luck to each and every one of you.